Jason Lee Podcast.
Welcome back to our new episode of the Jason Lee Show. It doesn't matter that my hand is on my chin, right? Because they see I don't want to be here.
Oh my gosh.
I want to be here for you, but I don't want to be at work. Have you ever had a job that you love so much, but there's just some days where you're like, I just don't want to go?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's everybody in life.
Everybody.
No, but like today, I flew 5.5 hours on a plane with my nerves being shot. By the way, could we just be very clear? Because I don't schedule my own travel, not because I'm bougie, but because I'm busy. But I scheduled a flight to leave at 5 a.m, knowing damn well leaving Floyd Mayweather's birthday party, I was not going to leave there, go pack, get on a flight. So I said, I'm going to lay down for 1 hour. I have reached the age where you lay down for 1 hour, you wake up, it's broad daylight. That's it. Okay, so I wake up, it's broad daylight. I missed the flight. So my assistant still sleeps. You know what I do? I go book my own flight. And the crazy part is the only seat available was 13E, which was a middle seat in the 13th row. This is the bougie part. I have not sat in the back of a plane in so long that I didn't realize that it's tight.
13 is not even the back of the plane. That's the front still.
13 is the
That's not the extra leg room
it's
seat.
not
That's
there was no extra leg room.
You guys are so
I sat
bougie.
in between a girl who was reading a romance novel and a man, an elderly African American man who was nosy as hell, wanting to read my laptop because I was working and I was texting because I had to get to work today. And then the flight attendant, she recognized who I was, so she kept coming over being overly nice, so everybody in the cheap seats were wondering, why is he getting all this special attention? Because clearly she was a fan of the show. Hey, American Airlines. And then I'm on American Airlines. You know, y'all been flipping upside down, crashing into helicopters, so the whole way home I'm looking out the window like any minute.
That's what I was going to say. All the seats are the cheap seats now.
The way they all smash up in mid-air collisions. You know, I haven't been on a plane like for an extended trip in so long because I've become the vice mayor of Stockton on top of my day job that flying across country is so long.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
God.
And then you lose time or you gain time.
And Rob, you were doing it for the Healthcare Unlocked business.
Twice a week. That trip.
That's crazy.
Which, by the way, we're going to have an update for you with them soon. I just feel like right now my business and my life is in pure Mercury retrograde. I don't even know if it's retrograde right now, but every call seems like retrograde. We had a team meeting. Poor Johnny took a bullet. Hold on. Where's it at? Johnny offered one suggestion. The bullet started flying. Johnny just put his Zoom on mute and said, that's it. I have nothing else to contribute. In a good way, though. I just feel like everybody's going crazy. I'm at work for you and for y'all, but really for you. But I don't want to be here. Because after work, I got to drive 5.5 hours home.
It's a long trip.
11 hours of travel.
I do not know how you're doing this. With interviews in between, with the show, it's a lot.
I feel 47. I feel my age. But listen, hopefully, I mean, this is the only thing that gets me through is that I pray that somebody's watching. And I know a lot of you are watching. Shout out to everybody in Miami who showed me love. I got more love traveling this week in the airport, the hotels, and all over the streets everywhere. Thank you. Shout out to all you who are watching. I do feel, you guys made me feel important this week, and you guys showed me crazy love. But I just hope that this sacrifice that I am making to move back home, run my city, do this, it all is inspiring at least one person. That's it. Because then it will be worth it.
Yeah.
But baby, today, I don't want to be at work.
Today drained me.
I just don't want to be at work. Well, since I am at work, let me go ahead and tell you. So I flew to Miami last weekend to go and be with the champ for his birthday. He turned 48 years old. Let's give him a round of applause. He made it to 48. That boy looking like pure money. All right, so we had multiple events. I'm going to spare you all of the details, but I will tell you I spent this weekend hanging out with the one and only Nia Long. Did Nia look good or what?
She always looks good.
She's
I
an
never
icon.
seen her look bad.
She's an icon. So hung out with Nia Long and Rosa Acosta. Let me just show you a couple photos right here. This is me and Nia at the pool, and this is me and Nia by night. And then, of course, Rosa Acosta with her little 1-2 turn in the dress. We ended up FaceTiming Rihanna just randomly because we can. The funniest thing I'm going to tell Rihanna, I'm sorry, I got to tell this. So I'm a FaceTimer. I'm not a real talk on the phone type person. I like to FaceTime. I FaceTime anytime I call. I FaceTime. So I FaceTime Rihanna. She was getting ready for dinner, and she had these eye patches on. You know how when you're not rich, you just get an eye patch and you put it right here. When you're rich, you put them in different locations to pull your face in different areas. So she had them creatively pasted on her face, and I was giving her a compliment, but it seemed like a backhanded compliment because. When she took it off, I go, "Ooh, those worked." And she was like, "Did you just read me?" But I was saying, no, because the way they had her glowing, because she's already not. Rihanna, you could literally put potato skins on your face and you would look.
Right. That's what I'm saying. What's the placement so we can know?
No, I'm not going to give away the beauty
I need
secrets.
to know.
And the other reason why I bring up her name is that I brought only one bottle of perfume or cologne, my Fenty bottle, and I dropped it in the floor. So I had to scoop it. Cracked and broke in my homeroom, so I had to take it and scoop it out and put it on me. So
now you had the shards of glass on your skin.
I went to the party smelling like a straight whore. But either way, I look good. Everybody loved it. And so shout out to Nia and shout out to Rosa and shout out to Floyd. Happy birthday again. All right. I'm at work. Let me just get straight to it. Y'all, I don't want to be here. I love that you guys are still gonna watch the show knowing that you're at your job you don't want to be at, watching me at my job that I don't want to be at. It's time for the Tea with Jason Lee. Shout out to everybody that showed up to work today. Those are flowers for all of us. In spite of wanting to give up, we just keep on going. I spoke at a school last week. And you know what one of the kids asked me? He said, "Have you ever felt like giving up?" Don't we all feel like giving up?
Every day.
Every day.
Speak your truth.
Well, first of all, you don't speak your truth too much over here, right? No, I mean we all feel like giving up. I mean, life would be so much easier if we could just be Elon Musk, right?
Yeah.
Like Elon Musk, he goes to bed every night knowing he got $438 billion.
He also carrying his babies around like a shield.
And 438 kids, right?
He has 13 kids, but listen, it doesn't matter. If he has, okay, just go ahead and put it up here. Elon got 13 kids, allegedly. What does it say, allegedly?
Allegedly.
Now, can I first start by saying that if my father was worth $438 billion, I would be like Lil X was in the Oval Office. He's rich enough to tell the president, shut the fuck up.
Yep.
And did.
Right?
Yep.
And said, what are you doing here?
You're not needed here.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said, you're not the president. You're not needed here. You can leave. It was something to that.
And he's like, what, 4?
If that.
That little kid need to be put on a leash. Elon Musk has surpassed Nick Cannon's super semen spreading self as a woman alleges that she gave birth, allegedly, to his 13th child. Now, in a shocking revelation, conservative influencer Ashley St. Clair came out and told social media that she is the mother of Elon's 13th child. Now, the 31-year-old woman made the announcement 5 months after giving birth. Let me show you a photo of the alleged baby mama. Okay, she kind of looks like Kyle Richards, but whatever. Aliyah Lacta Est. Is that the name of the kid? 5 months ago, I welcomed a new baby into the world. Elon Musk is the father. I have not previously disclosed this to protect our child's privacy and safety, but in recent days, it has become clear that tabloid media intends to do so, regardless of the harm it will cause. I intend to allow our child to grow up in a normal and safe environment. For that reason, I ask that the media honor our child's privacy and refrain from invasive reporting. Well, your kid's not going to grow up in a normal environment because he ain't normal. I mean, somewhere that kid is between the Oval Office and a prison. Because when you have this kind of wealth and power, you don't feel like you feel like you're above the law. And technically right now, since he is the commander in chief, well, allegedly, he is above the law. He's emailing government employees that their job is no longer necessary, and then their boss is saying ignore the emails, and the people are like, "What's happening? I'm in this sick Doge experiment." Well, Ashley then blasts Elon for tweeting other people and avoiding her. Look, Elon. Well, first of all, can I just say something? Now, you know when your baby mama goes to social media and addresses your first name with a comma that this shit ain't gonna go right. Okay, put it back up. Elon, we have been trying to communicate for the past several days, and you have not responded. When are you going to reply to us instead of publicly responding to smears from an individual who just posted photos of me in underwear at 15 years old? Okay. Girl, when is he going to respond to us? The baby don't have Twitter? That's what she's talking about, right?
I hope you mean her attorney.
Is she talking in duality? Like two people, like us? Who is us? The baby don't have Twitter. Well, finding out and reacting with the rest of us online was Elon Musk's estranged transgender.
Oh, aren't you happy to be back at work?
No. No, because this is the shit. Like, honestly, I just got a headache. Just that line. That line gave me a headache because, like, first of all, I don't want to be here. But now this shit about to go left. Well, it's going to go in a different direction. Well, it's going to transition. Elon Musk, estranged.
Help us, God.
It's always the trans. It's always y'all. The stories always go left when we get to the back seat of the LGBT car. Elon's estranged transgender daughter, Vivian. Who names their kids Vivian? How old is this person?
Well, I think Vivian's
she named
name
herself.
is Vivian because her dad. I don't know her dad name.
I understand how the trans works. Okay. I'm sure the name was Vivek Musk. Vivek.
Not Vivek.
Formerly known as Xavier, whatever. Anyway, just look.
Wow. If I had a nickel for every time I was doomed by a puppet, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right?
Story time, I found out about the existence of my half-brother through reddit.com/r/RuPaul's Drag Race. This is a real thing that actually happened to me. And if it sounds insane, it is. So, I'm gonna paint you a scene. The year is 2022, and at the time, me and Grimes, or as I know her, C, are not talking. We're not on bad terms or anything, we're just not talking, as people do. And the specific day of, I didn't really have anything to do, so I was just scrolling on Reddit, and I'm a huge fan of Drag Race, so naturally I was on the Drag Race subreddit. And what do I come across but none other than a tweet from Season 2 and All Stars 2 contestant, Tatiana. I found this tweet that was cross-posted onto the subreddit, and I had no idea of this at the time because no one thought to let me know. So at the moment, I'm just in complete shock, and I don't believe it. So I double-check it on the news, and turns out it's actually fucking true, and I'm just the last one to find out about it. This is a real thing that happened to me, girl. I found out about my half-brother because of the fucking same parts drag queen, whomst we stan. This isn't to like drag on C or anything. It kind of makes sense how this happened because we were not really talking at the time, but I just think it's funny because choices.
I don't want to be here. Okay, first of all, girl, your voice was struggling to stay in one position. I have to. I'm sorry. Pow pow. I mean, don't get excited anymore. The second thing that came to mind was, how dare Elon sit in the Oval Office behind a man who clearly is attacking transsexuals when his whole daughter's son is mixed up in this whole thing. Mm-hmm. It's so fake. Or not fake, what's the word?
Well, he's not very supportive of her.
Yeah, they don't talk.
Yeah, because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's estranged.
He publicly says disparaging things about her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's cute though.
Mm-hmm.
She's cute for sure. Okay, well, you guys need to have some kind of family gathering, and between the son that don't like the president, the daughter who's finding musking around going on. Well, Nick Cannon, the father of 12, also reacted. This is what he said. Yo, Elon Musk got me out here looking for my super suit again. LOL, congratulations, my brother. Nick, keep your penis down. Just hold it down. Nick Cannon don't need to have any more kids, right?
No.
He has enough money.
He has enough. Yeah, he has
what do
enough,
they
but
do with 12 kids already? You're putting
It's
that
a
thing in
lot.
two minivans. That's 2 minivans worth of children.
it's a lot.
Right?
He already said he struggled, going everywhere for Christmas and Easter. Like, it's a lot. Just enjoy the ones you have.
Dr. Brian already told you now.
Well, Plies, who was very vocal
Right.
during the 2024 election, also spoke out too, and this is what he said. Name a black man with 13 kids from different women. That America would trust. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm going to start this over because, Plies, you need to stop putting periods and commas in where you don't want me to start and stop. I'm trying to read this in them, and I cannot connect the dots. Start over again. It's the culture, y'all. Name a black man with 13 kids from different women that America would trust running the federal government and this country. Who gives a if he can take care of them? If any man has 13 kids for different random women, that says a lot about that person. If Kamala had 13 kids from 3 different men, what would you say about her? Well, we know what you say about her, that she's not qualified to run the country. Although, bitch, I wish I had her now. Do we care that Elon has 13 kids?
I just don't care about Elon Musk.
Yeah,
So
I feel like it's beyond the kids.
Yeah.
My more concerning thing is I had to just right now when you were talking, I'm thinking like, what is the name of the vice president again? Because I'm like, oh yeah, it's JD Vance, but I'm like, it's given that he's the vice president.
well, it's given that he's the president.
It's
Right.
given that he's the president.
That's what I'm saying. What
I've
is
heard,
going on?
I've heard Elon Musk's name in the news more than I've heard Trump.
That's what I'm saying.
And that says a lot because Trump is always in the news. But what does it? Is there something? Is there any good to be said about a man who is the richest man in the world being at the helm of our government, cutting waste and cutting costs? And is there anything positive that can come out of this?
No, because they have not essentially cut anything yet, and most of the things that they've claimed they cut have already a bulk of those funds have already been distributed, and they've been putting out misinformation about the amounts. The amounts have been wrong. So it's a mess. It's all propaganda and just getting us all confused and wound up.
One thing we didn't say at the top of the show is these are all old stories that we're regurgitating because we missed last week's show, right? Should we say that at the top? I don't want to be here. I said it right there.
I mean, you ain't
He probably got 14 kids by the time this story come out.
right.
I mean, shit, Fredo did.
Oh.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Anyway, all right. And Elon is young. He's going to live a long time. He's going to be rich and wealthy for a long time. And now they're also saying that Trump might get another term.
They're pushing for the Republicans to have a campaign. No, they have a campaign called the Third Term campaign, and they're pushing for him to. They have a picture of him as Julius Caesar on the cover with the
You know what?
feather crown.
I know they like it. Black men can have a third leg. You can have a third term.
Oh.
Either way, Elon, can't you just go in your office and close the door? Like, why is he so public? And then I think the monopoly they've been able to have by him owning Twitter. Like, if you're a government employee and you're doing the government work, you should not be able to have a social media platform. Well, I think at that level, little city council, nobody cares. But if I became a senator, which I will not be a senator, I wouldn't be able to own Hollywood Unlocked.
Yeah, and he's already gotten a massive government contract. I think it was one of the biggest government contracts so far this term has been given to him.
This is
what?
This is a circus. This is a fucking circus.
And there's like no way to control it.
They're buying like armored trucks or something. So I think it was like a 400 million.
Million or billion?
I think it's million. The contract that he got. I have to look it up.
And y'all still can't find eggs.
Right.
I'm
million.
All right. Well,
I'm
congratulations, Elon. Bye. All right. So listen, this story happened some time ago. You've seen it all in the press. I've been wanting to get here to talk about it. Well, we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did talk about
Well, we talked about this in one of our last shows. Jello, gorgeous man, who has 2 kids by Nicki Baby, is denying abandoning his children. LeAngelo is denying abandoning the 2 kids with Nicki Baby, despite leaving their mother with postpartum 2 months after giving birth. Now, in the last episode of this show, we recapped the shocking news of the NBA player LeAngelo, former NBA player, right?
Current hip hop artist.
But he's not playing basketball
No,
anymore.
He's not.
Well, we talked about the shocking news that he was cheating on his baby mom, Nikki Baby. Well, Nikki Murders, because she gave away the Nikki Baby. Well, she's a Nikki Baby back. And with a woman named Rashida Nicole. Now, in case you forgot what girl he was dating, we have a picture of them together. Take a look. This was his outing of the relationship and confirmation. This is 6 weeks after he gave birth to his child, his second child with Nikki Baby. They wanted to make it clear in black and white that they were together, literally in black and white. Well, now Nikki and Jello share 2 children, a 1-year-old son named Lavello Anthony Ball and a 2-month-old daughter named Lanaya Nicole Ball. Let me show you a photo collage of them with the kids. Okay, on the right is a cute photo of the first baby, Nikki and Jello, while she was pregnant, and then on the left is Nikki with the 2 kids without her baby dad. That is a sad image. Go back, because this is what Dr. Bryant talks about, a broken home. Okay, he created a broken home, which is crazy because he comes from a home.
And he comes from his dad's whole thing was talking about family first.
But what I'm saying, his mom and dad are still together.
Yeah.
So he just started the first generation of being
Correct.
a broken home person.
Correct.
Well, now 2 months after the birth of their second child, Nikki told social media that LeAngelo cheated on her and left her for another woman, Rashida. Now, Nikki's post was followed by tons and tons of back and forth between Nikki and Rashida. Check out the last episode because I'm about to get on that. And I actually posted some clips of them on our show where they talk about how they ran into each other on a hike, looking at each other over the little dog park, and then were drawn into each other. Whatever. Well, after we did the show and after Nikki and Rashida going back and forth and then basically labeling Jello as a deadbeat, well, an abandoner, he took to Hollywood Unlocked's comments and he left a post. Now, let me show you what he said. We posted a photo of the baby for baby fever, and he said, I'll never leave or abandon any of my kids, so we can dead that shit right now. I love all my babies, and that's Mando. Y'all don't know nothing, for real. Well, Nikki replied to Jello on the same post at Hollywood Unlocked, and this is what she said. To clarify, we do not care you left me. It's the way you did it. Blatantly disrespecting the mother of your 2 kids. Not caring about my mental health while I'm caring for our kids or my postpartum. In the last 3 weeks since we separated, you have tried to see them twice. Why would I let you take our kids while you have a woman living with you who not only disrespected me, but whom you hardly know and is a complete stranger to me? My kids are 1 and 2 years old, 1 years old and 2 months. They cannot talk yet and inform me of what is going on. I am not comfortable with them being around someone I don't even know. Mind you, since you left, I'm the one who reached out to you to FaceTime them. You haven't texted or called one time asking how they are in 3 weeks. Make it make sense. Also, I've offered for you to come here and I would leave. You chose not to. Well, to me, in some sort of abandonment, so take it how you want, especially since you've been in these kids' lives since the day they were born. I mean, the fact that both of you sounded off on something that should have left us all out the group chat, we just appreciate that you've given us an update. Now it's just really unclear of whether he's tried to be there or not, because from both of your perspectives, one is not doing what the other is saying they're doing and vice versa. But I think as somebody who's watched his own journey of being with a mom who was single, struggling, I mean, I do kind of relate to the children because they do need their dad. And then the way you left to go over there with that girl, I still believe that we're going to see a Love and Hip Hop episode play out. I did call Nikki on it. I texted her. She said, oh, you really think that? People really think that? Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's Love and Hip Hop. But I feel for the kids. What do you think?
Yeah, I just feel like it's 2 kids under 2. Like, that is a choice that you're making, leaving. It's not about Nikki. I feel like it's beyond that. And I don't know. It's too much finger pointing. It's a little weird to me.
Yeah, and I kind of agree with her. And at this point, I wouldn't want my kids to be around this woman who's been disparaging her on social media and saying all kind of craziness about her. I would want some kind of court order in order for me to relinquish my children to him if he's going to be around that woman. Like, so in my opinion, her statement is fair.
Yeah, and it was kind of hard. I mean, I wouldn't have looked at them on the couch and thought he would just go to Chipotle one day and never come home. I mean, I don't know if that's what happened. But, I mean, clearly, if you just had a kid 6 weeks before, Nikki said that they were planning a photo shoot for a family photo shoot, and he just didn't come back. And then now you're, like, posted up with this other girl, and you're doing it on social media. That's what I'm saying. Like, unless Jello is just a guy, which I don't get that from seeing his past.
Yeah, I was going to say.
this has to be a part of a show. I just my mind keeps going back to when we shot Love and Hip Hop, how toxic storylines start in the public and then they end up on television.
You would know better than us, yeah.
But if it ends up on television, will people like lose respect for them, or will we just be like, let's watch this?
Nope, they're gonna watch.
They're gonna watch it. What? It's gonna be the highest rated season. Then it's gonna bring back because Love and Hip Hop's not even like a current thing, right? It's not ongoing. I don't know. I don't know. No shade. No shade.
We don't get attacked. We don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is just really sad.
But I feel like they have to choose one side or the other because I know we wanted to have Nikki on our show and she was like, I need time. Like, I need to figure this out. But they're still in the public comments. So I just feel like you need to figure it out. Like, either duke it out in public or not at all.
Or Jello, since Nikki hasn't decided to pull up, you could pull up. I mean, one of you, both of you, we could do it like we did Blueface or Krishan. We interview one and the other. Maybe Jello and his new girl, and then,
Why not?
Viacom is suing Zeus. Maybe this is their way of marketing their new streaming. I don't know. It's just too much. Either way, there's kids involved. That's the sad part. Because both of you look so cute on Snapchat. Nikki's still posting videos of them together on Snapchat, but then again, Snapchat is monetized. So like, why disrupt the bag because your baby daddy's out being crazy? Jello, you might as well just go ahead and drop a sex tape at this point. I mean, just go viral. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
Because if he dropped a sex tape and it was no good, that would make this whole thing like
funnier.
No, it would make it devastating. Like what?
Terrible,
right?
Yeah, that would be awful.
Like y'all fighting over that.
No.
But he is fine though.
Or just OnlyFans.
He ain't doing OnlyFans. He could rap over his content.
You know what?
Yo, true story. When I was running for office, the ops were trying to look at my reporting. They wanted to see OnlyFans so bad.
No, they did.
Oh, they wanted to see OnlyFans
or
so
Grindr monthly payment.
Oh, you had to go check Rob's finances for that. But they wanted to find it so bad. They were doing everything they can to see OnlyFans. They called me the porn king, and they posted me. I mean, it was insane. Okay. All right, well, Nikki, baby, Jello, I wish you all the best and to your kids. I mean, they're still young enough to not know what's going on, so don't be on social media too much. Because that other girl that you're with, she has no respect for your kids. She has no respect for your family. She don't care. She defended her man. She threw Floyd out there. Floyd caught her straight. Floyd and Nikki, baby, by the way, I may have introduced them years ago. They ain't a thing. They are not even checking for each other. So anyway, that was fake news.
Don't be fucking rude.
Bye. Okay, this next story I don't even want to talk about, but we have to. Wendy Williams. Okay, now everybody knows I've been at the forefront of this whole Free Wendy movement, and I won't lie. After this next story, I did take a step back. Not that I don't want Wendy out, but like I don't know what's going on right now because there seems to be a lot happening, and I love Wendy. Wendy, I love you to death, but it's a lot going on right now. Wendy Williams has signed documents. Hold on. Wendy Williams has signed documents to end her guardianship. Now, we've also learned that her son, Kevin Hunter Jr., might have had a role in triggering it to begin with, and this is the part of the job that I don't like. But Wendy would have to do it if it was me, so pow. Wendy's son, Kevin, who I said she only cared about a couple things. She cared about her show and audience, and she cared about her son. Well, come to find out now, maybe I wasn't all the way accurate. Maybe there was more to the story that I didn't know. Now, before we get into Wendy filing to end her guardianship, let's get into how it even began. Now, while discussing what triggered her conservatorship, Wendy told Harvey at TMZ that she believes that it was possibly due to her son. Now, Kevin Hunter Jr., he lived with her in New York. When you come in her apartment, right to the left is his bedroom, and then you go upstairs to her bedroom. Like it was just those two and the two cats. And then he went to school. Well, during TMZ's new documentary, Saving Wendy, she told host Harvey Levin that her horrible person of a son likely triggered her guardianship by mishandling her money. Now, here's Harvey, Wendy, and Gina Lisa Monterosso, a Medicaid advisory group founder who I am in a group chat with but do not know, had to say, listen.
Anybody ever explain to you why you're in a guardianship?
No, not exactly. But you know what? There are some things that I do know for myself, and I understand because it's about my money.
Can you talk to me about how Wendy ended up in a guardianship?
My understanding is somebody was in her bank account that Wells Fargo flagged, and there was, large withdrawals being taken out.
My son, he overstepped his boundaries in terms of me. You understand? He overstepped his boundaries, and he was inappropriately using my money without telling me crap about it. Like, is he stealing from me? Look, all I know is that in terms of what I'm dealing with, and that this is still going on, because, that's when my money got frozen at Wells Fargo. Thank God. No more money stealing from my son and the other people.
Wells Fargo, your bank, said you were the victim of undue influence and financial exploitation with respect to your money. Who was unduly influencing you?
My son is a really good person. You know what? Oh, God, I'm not going to cry about that. Oh, I'm sorry for cursing. Look, my son is a good person, but at this point, he is a horrible person to me. You know what I'm saying? It's the way he moves with other people. You know what I'm saying? And what's going on with these other people at my apartment in Miami? What are you doing? Oh, you spent on what? And what is going on at Wells Fargo?
There was a situation where Kevin says he wanted to rent a boat for his birthday for $1,500 and ended up getting a boat that rented out for $113,000, and he blamed it on the bank, that the bank wanted him to have that. That never really made sense to me.
Normie, you know what I'm saying? He has a way of getting with, a couple of other people. You know what I'm saying? My son is not the only one, you know what I'm saying, involved with my money.
So it got messy. And this is the thing that I didn't even see coming, because I would call Kev Jr. and I would call Alex, her niece, and I would even, try to get Wendy on the phone, just say, like, what is happening? And nobody could really tell me. Well, clearly there was more to the story. Well, I'll just say.
Allegedly.
I don't know the full details. I just know what she said here. But me and Charlamagne have also been kind of communicating about the fact that we were trying to help free Wendy, and now it's gotten into the hands of all these other people, and it's turned into this expose. Gina Lisa, who I don't know, is somebody that is the person that calls me when Wendy wants to talk, or if Wendy can't get through, Gina Lisa will call me. And I just saw Gina Lisa in this TMZ interview. Never met her before, but clearly she's trusted by Wendy. But then it's like, who should Wendy be trusting right now? You can't trust your son. You can't trust the guy who was selling the jewelry, who got you and all this. You can't trust the publicist that was trying to take you on the Lifetime show to the Oscar red carpet when you clearly weren't healthy. You can't trust people who came in your house and filmed you with your wig off. Like, who can she trust at this point? And either way, now you've put your son out there on blast, and it's just too much. What do you think?
I feel like at this level, I don't know her personal circumstances, but I feel like she should have had like a team of people working for her, like an accountant and somebody, like a legal person who could have flagged this kind of stuff. Like, people should not have been accessing her money and taking out hundreds of thousands of dollars without it being noticed. That's just insanity to me.
That's why I feel like her husband did her dirty. If this is true, allegedly now her son did her dirty. I feel like she can forgive her son more than what her husband did. But I feel like the only person she can trust is her niece Alex, and thank God she has her. But this is just so sad.
Well, if you lie, cheat, or steal, you shouldn't be trusted no matter who you are. If Kev Jr. stole the money from what she said, then yeah, I mean, that's fucked up. But
so wait, is that
with
the
all
reason?
this free Wendy stuff we've been doing, doesn't this make it more complicated now?
Yes, because is what they're saying, is this the reason why she's in a conservatorship?
That's one of the reasons why. But then it also goes back to, like, could they have released her to her family if her family was the people that were doing it? Like, I don't know. I mean, I will say, in all fairness, since we're just keeping it real now, Wendy did have a severe drinking problem, and it was good that she was able to sober up for a while. I'm not going to be messy like all these other people and tell their stories. What I will say is, as Wendy's friend, I myself saw she needed help, and I made sure that for me, I was an enabler. So I removed myself from the situation. But to know that there's these allegations that her son was the reason why her finances got all messed up and got weird, and then that ended her up in the guardianship, it just all is confusing. And now it's out there for us to consume, so people are eating it up. Now, in September 2024, the court had this to say about Kev Jr. While her son, Mr. Hunter, apologized for his past mistakes and inappropriate behavior, the court is not convinced that he can keep her safe and wouldn't willingly or unwittingly expose her to financial exploitation. So now it's all sort of coming together that Kev Jr., from the court's perspective, and his mom was a part of the problem. And Kev, this is even more alarming to me, because I called you many times and you wanted me to do things to get her out, but you didn't want me to ever say that you were having anything to do with it. So was I being used for that? Because it's like you're going to do anything you can to help your friend. And when you're helping her son, you think you're helping her until you find out that this right here wasn't even working. Well, in the documentary, the senior care consultant said upon Wendy's release from her guardianship, she should not be released under the care of her son, Kevin Jr. She argued, no, this is how we got here in the first place. Now, I have to say, if you're a caretaker for Medicaid, should you be making public declarations of what's in her best interest or not? I mean, now she's the guardian. Mm-hmm. But this is why I said to her, Gina Lisa, no disrespect to you because you've been real sweet to me. I can't. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Well, meanwhile, Wendy's niece Alex agreed and said, although Wendy loves Kevin Jr., there are other options to ensure the 60-year-old Wendy is properly taken care of. After Wendy exposed her son for potentially triggering her guardianship, she spent the weekend with him and her father, Thomas Williams, for his 94th birthday. Remember we did the whole interview where she said she just wanted to go and be with him and didn't know if she was going to be allowed to go. What she did. Take a look. Here's the photo of them together, smiling, posing, and acting like she didn't just tell TMZ that he had taken her money.
Her dad looks great for 94. My God.
At this point, he looking like, let me just get out this photo. Let me just get it done. And here's Wendy and Kevin dining together in Miami. Take a look. I'll talk over it. They're clearly having a good time. She's on her cart. There goes Kev Jr. They're sitting there taking photos. I don't know if this is damage control. It looks like she's really enjoying him. I mean, she does love him. It is her son. What do you make of it so far? Messy?
It
is
extremely messy, but I think at a certain point, if he made a mistake and she does love him, I think she will still want to be a part of his life. Do I think he needs to be like over her wellness? No.
A mistake.
Yeah.
He allegedly took her money and had her end up in a home locked away with people who forgot who they were and got us out here spending our good time on Beyonce's internet, creating a whole movement to let her go back to him so he can get more money.
Yes. And I will say this. I don't want my bank dictating how my life is altered if someone in my family steals from me. Like, I don't need Wells Fargo saying I need a conservator. I don't need that. But if there are other options where people in her family can support her and put the proper people in place, like an accountant and a legal team, that's what needs to happen. Her son doesn't need to be over it, but I'm saying, yes, I give her grace to forgive him because she should have that room.
The sad part is she's locked away, not able to make any money, and she didn't own herself, so she doesn't get the residuals. She's going to end up burning through all her money and be poor and handicapped in this wheelchair with the feet and out on the streets. And all these people are going to leave her. That's the sad part when you think about it. Because who's going to take care of her? Who wants to take care of somebody that, I mean, I don't even want to take care of nobody. I have 2 dogs. I don't even know where my dogs are right now. I mean, I love my dogs, but I mean, in terms of like caring for a person who, you know, who needs a lot of care, who doesn't have resources. I mean, that's a lot. Well, aside from her accusing her son of potentially triggering her guardianship, Wendy Williams has also recently signed legal docs to end her legal care. According to TMZ, Wendy signed an affidavit asking the judge to set her free. And Wendy says that she has regained capacity to function without a legal and court-appointed guardian. Wendy also reportedly says that she does not have frontotemporal dementia. I ain't even heard of this until they said you had it, girl. So I forgot how to say it, but maybe I just got it. Either way, she says that she don't have it, despite what doctors and her court-appointed guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, have been claiming. Now, sources told TMZ that upon signing this affidavit to end her guardianship, Wendy Williams will be reevaluated by a doctor and that the doctor was hand-selected by the attorney that Wendy hired to end the guardianship. So clearly, her affairs are getting in order. She's reunited with her son after she said that he allegedly stole all her money. Not all of it, but enough of it. Bought that boat for $100,000. We go to boats in Miami. We don't spend but more than $6.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole day on the boat. Yeah.
That's
with food.
Jesus.
Well, immediately following Wendy's reevaluation, her lawyer will file an emergency order to show cause, pushing along the judge who has the power to end the guardianship, which means that Wendy will then more than likely be allowed to walk the streets again. Just don't walk up next to your son because he might pickpocket you.
Allegedly.
Damn, Kevin. Well, if the judge rejects the request to end Wendy Williams' guardianship, she's ready to demand a trial by jury, where the jurors will be left to decide if she has regained her capacity to rule her own life without the control of a guardian or conservatorship. So that means we might see Wendy and Brittany together with knives and dogs and doing the little hokey pokey.
Maybe.
I hope she's not swirling with knives. I can't take it.
Mm-mm.
I did say I don't want to be here.
You're standing by that.
I stand on that. All right, Wendy, we love you. Goodbye. I don't want to be here. I really don't. I want to go to bed. Okay, can I just tell you, I'm going to break the fourth wall. This ain't like we normally do at like 1 p.m. It's late, okay? It is 9. What time is it right now on your clock?
9:25.
It is 9:25 p.m. I have been flying for 5.5 hours. I went home. I had a chicken dinner. Meet me at the door. I ate that chicken dinner. I showered, put on some deodorant, threw on an outfit that don't match. Went outside to find my car. Couldn't find my car because my assistant left it at the airport a week ago. Don't know where my dogs are. And then I came here to meet with these people to do this show that I didn't do last week because I was somewhere saving the Stockton.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about balance, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to be here. Oh, I forgot to say. Okay, put this up first. Okay, first of all, I love them. I just got excited and got some more energy just seeing Rihanna. It's so crazy how this girl could literally just as soon as she comes on the camera, it just pops me right back up. This guy too, I love him just as much as I love Rocky. I love her a little more. You understand. But I've known Rocky for a long time. I first want to say this is why I love him. The other day, he threw her a surprise birthday dinner. And he only invited like 20 people, and I was one of the people. And I was like, ooh, they got me up in here feeling like I'm important. But, I think, the fact that he knows how much she means to me and how much I mean to her, and the fact that he went out his way to make this happen literally right after he was found not guilty. Let me give him a round of applause for that. Just he's so thoughtful. He is such a really good man. And I will tell you, I felt like I was on trial with them. Because let's be clear, he wasn't on trial by himself. She was on trial too. Low key, she the reason why he got off. We'll get back to that in a minute. Rocky, yeah, your attorney did a good job. Yeah, he represented you well. But baby, let's be very clear. There was only one person that shifted the whole courtroom. Well, 3, because she brought your kids one day too. She even let a thug tear drop down. Listen. I love you, Rocky. I love you, Rihanna. Okay, so I forgot to mention I went to her birthday dinner. He threw her a birthday dinner. Very, very private. Not private in any secrets. It was just friends, family. And not even family. It was like friends and her staff or whatever and me. And it was funny because I told her, I said, before you got there, everybody was wondering where you were going to sit. I was like, she going to sit right here. And she did. Anyway, I love her. Okay, so back to Rocky. Rocky was found not guilty. This had me so stressed out. I was praying, FaceTiming them, checking on them, peeking in social media to see what was going on. I also wanted to see what she was wearing to court and what he was wearing to court because both of them were going there dressed like they were going to Fashion Week, right? Mm-hmm. Even Rocky is a fashion god. Y'all gonna give him his credit. But anyway, he was dressed, she was dressed. Anyhow, A$AP Rocky's been found not guilty in the felony gun assault case with his former friend and groupmate A$AP Rocky. Now, I don't know if A$AP Rocky is going to be considered a rapper anymore because but baby, the way he was singing, you would think he was a canary. Sitting up there just talking. I don't understand how gangsters still talk because you're not supposed to talk. Once you're in the streets, that's where you and all the rules that apply to you is supposed to be. Well, let's go all the way back to November 2021 when these frivolous allegations that were so unfounded were brought against my friend A$AP Rocky. Born Rakim. Let's talk about Rakim. Let's just humanize Rakim when we talk about how A$AP Rocky tried to take him out for these baseless allegations. Well, Rocky or Rakim, whatever you want to know him as, he was accused of firing, a couple shots, allegedly, at ASAP Relly, born Terrell Efron. Now, Relly claimed that his hand was
allegedly
grazed by a bullet. None of us saw it. Did you see? I didn't see it. Stevie Wonder called me. He ain't even see it. Well, Rocky was hit with 2 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, facing up to 24 years in prison. Now, over 3 years later, because he had to do his due process and he had the right to a speedy trial, it only took 3 years. The trial officially began in late January. Now, throughout the pretrial and during the case, Rocky and his defense attorney, Joe Tacopina, y'all gonna get these names right, Joe the Taco, maintained that he was innocent, claiming that he would be fully acquitted in the matter brought wrongfully in front of the judge. Well, they were so sure that he was innocent that they turned down every plea deal thrown their way. Now, Rocky even declined to take the stand and testify during his trial, and they only offered him 180 months or 180 days. It was so small, 180 days, I think. They offered him a little bit of time, and he rolled them Fenty dices.
180.
180 days, which
days.
is nothing. I mean, Rob would do that gracefully. He would come out wore out, but he would go in there. Well, this is what Rocky's attorney had to say. My client has not indicated that he is willing to take anything, but obviously I will listen to anything and any offer. And I have an obligation duty to relay it to my client, which I will do. Now, my client is doing great and is confident that he will be acquitted. There's a reason that 10 police officers searched and didn't find shell casings there. It's not because they were blind or drunk or because they didn't want to find it. It's because they did a thorough job. My client is eager to testify if needed. He's confident and he's ready to go. He believes in justice and he believes this is going to work out for him. Well, Taco, you lie because he didn't want to testify. Rocky didn't get nowhere near the stand. In fact, that he didn't let one cornrow lose one strand of hair. That thing was intact. And he sat there maintaining his innocence the whole way. Now, as the trial began, Rocky's attorney was also asked if Rihanna would be making any appearances in court. Now, let me stop real quick. The fact that Shaw in the court had the audacity to speak her name as if she was some random baddie. Well, sorry, it's Rihanna. You also try to drag out whether they were married or not. Did you see that where they asked what's their status? Because they probably wanted some clout. Well, he said he wasn't sure and emphasized that the case wasn't about her. However, we soon saw that Reed was going to show up and support her man like any woman does. But she made sure to keep a low profile, minimizing press around her and keeping the focus on Rocky and Relly. Now, there was this time where she was walking out the court. It was hilarious. When she was walking out the court, you have to watch the old videos. This is how you can tell the personality of Rihanna. Just for those of you that may not never paid attention, don't get up close. She's walking out the courthouse on one of these days, and the cameraman's there, and Peter's there, and Peter's going, Rihanna, why are you wearing the fur? Watch her face when she looks at him. She looked at him like the way we read each other with our eyes, and she kept pushing like a Pisces does. Well, after a couple of days and a couple of appearances, Rihanna then brought her and Rocky's 2 toddler sons to trial as closing arguments began. Now, finally, the jury reached a verdict, and Rocky was found not guilty of his 2 counts. 2 felony counts. Ooh, I know Relly was mad. He was mad.
Big man.
Well, when the verdict was read aloud, Rocky immediately celebrated with his legal team, and then he threw them to the side as he turned into Clark Kent, went from Clark Kent to Superman, and flew into the gallery to give Rihanna a hug. Take a look.
Not guilty.
Now, Rocky's whole viral moment went so viral that he got compared to the flying felon Deobora Redden, the man who went viral for spider jumping a judge, sentencing him, and he then got, I don't know, almost life in prison. Not life, but a lot. If you forgot who that was, take a look. Social media is so stupid. When you saw that moment, did you feel happy for them? Like I did?
Absolutely. We were in the studio when it happened because I think you were in a city council meeting, huh?
I don't remember.
Yeah, we were. Because we were sitting in the studio, and like the tension you could feel like with Rocky, like while they were, because they had to read off each juror's name, and each juror had to confirm if the answer on the sheet was the right one, and it was just like it was so stressful watching it. And then when they said it, it was just like, okay, great. And we saw him fly over to Rihanna. So it was beautiful.
When he jumped over, I was like, ooh, let's give him true love. I know Rihanna got that good because he jumped over it like, oh.
It's giving baby number 3 could have happened that night. I was at the city council because I FaceTimed them that night and they were out celebrating at a dinner. But I was so happy for them because, you know, when first of all, we all know that there's innocent people that are locked up. We're not saying that Rocky is innocent or guilty because the court said he was innocent.
Yeah.
And I like it when we beat the system too. I ain't gonna lie. Now, not OJ. OJ should have went to prison because he killed that girl and he killed that man. But whatever.
Allegedly.
Well, Rihanna and Rocky also took to social media after he was found not guilty. And this is a photo of what Rihanna said. The glory belongs to God and God alone. Thankful, humbled by his mercy. Now, Rocky shared his first tweet with fans suggesting he is getting ready to drop new music. Take a look. Someone said, it's time. Insane rollout. Not going to lie. It's time. And he said, don't be dumb. Well, and if their reactions here weren't clear enough, here's what Rihanna told a reporter asking Rocky how he felt after the verdict. And baby, this is the Pisces for you.
Bottom line is, we're grateful for the jury. They saw through. How you think it feels? Amazing. He said, bro.
Such a.
It was the suit for me. It was the shades.
It was the
It's
turning
the
around
attitude.
and shutting it down. But listen, again, I'm so happy when you know people like them, good people, loving people, and this happened years ago. Well, allegedly happened.
Allegedly.
I didn't see anything. I'm just happy for them, and I'm glad that that family gets to stay intact because he is a good father and a great father, and they have a great, beautiful family, and their boys are so cute, and they're present in their kids' lives. They're not like me that leave my children Gucci and Chanel with just anybody, you know.
I don't leave them with just anybody. Well.
If they were Andrew, they were just anybody. No, but anyway, Rocky, Rihanna, I'm so happy for you, you and the kids and your family. I'm glad that everything worked out the way that it did. And thank you for inviting me to the birthday party. 37 years old. Looks good on her. Damn, she looks good. They look good together. All right, anyway, that's all. Bye. This is it, and then I'm out of here because I don't even want to be here. Okay, you ready? They ain't going to jail for what they said. That's it. I mean, no, because I did say he was going to kill me, and I got to give it a little bit more right. Sorry, Jay.
Oh,
Sorry,
my
Jay.
God.
By the way, Jay, I really do like you. I'm a fan, you know. That's why, like, I worked my number to get to meet you, and I mean, I love Beyonce. I just wish it wasn't in this weird place, but maybe you guys will forgive me now that you know you're not going to jail. All right, actually, you were never going to jail because it was all bullshit and it was all a civil case anyway. This was dumb. Let me say this now and be very, very clear. None of us believed this case. Now, I ain't gonna say we didn't believe it against you, Puff, because honestly, there's so much stacked against you. We didn't even go through that molehill. But but Jay-Z, none of us believe. In fact, when the story came out, you know, a 13-year-old, Jay-Z never gave that he was sitting in somebody's park or school. Let's just say that. And this is not me backtracking or defending because we never, ever said that we believed it. In fact, when I was on The Breakfast Club, I said it was unbelievable because I didn't want to say I believed it or not because you do never know how these cases are going to go. And it's not my place to judge or say a person did or didn't. Did he do it? I ain't going to say if he did or didn't do it, but did he do it? Did he not? I don't know. Well, the highly publicized sexual assault lawsuit against both of them by that one attorney, Busby, has been dismissed. Now, the case was filed by an anonymous woman named Jane Doe, who they called her Jane Doe, who alleged that Hove and Puff gang raped her in local.
Allegedly.
It was all a lie.
in 2000 when she was just 13 years old. Now, the attorneys representing Jane Doe, notably including Houston lawyer Tony Busby, who I said voluntarily dropped the case, filing the dismissal in a New York court without prejudice. Now, mind you, this means that the lawsuit cannot be refiled, effectively closing the chapter on this whole operation. But remember, Jay-Z out the gate was on Tony's ass. Remember, he released that long statement. Jay don't talk on the internet. He never does that, but he did that to defend himself. And what I understood from people close to Jay was people were really concerned at the fact that his daughters and his kids are of an age where they can go to social media and read things, and that Blue Ivy was seeing stuff on the internet, and then they have to sit their kid down. Remember, although they're Jay-Z and Beyonce, and in our eyes, they're like these mythical unicorns, they're still mom and dad to these kids, and they still are family and have to sit down. So the recklessness of the internet, unfairly drug Jay-Z into Diddy stuff. Now, I do have to do my job, so let me say this. Jay is now suing the attorney, which means it's going to go to court, which means the attorney has an opportunity to do subpoenas. And there have been rumors out there of Jay dating artists who were younger at the time. There's rumors about his relationship and alleged relationship with Aaliyah, his alleged relationship with Beyonce when she was 16, 17.
Allegedly.
Relationship with Foxy Brown. I'm not saying it's true or not. I wasn't there, and clearly I don't have any of these people's phone numbers. Rest in peace to Aaliyah. Met her a couple of times. Beautiful soul. But there have been allegations out there that Jay had relationships with young artists, young women when they were younger. Jaguar Wright went off on her own tangent, but you can't believe everything she says. And Jay threatened to sue Pierce because he was like, stop playing with me. So at some point, I don't know what the future could look like if they get into a lawsuit and he was to get deposed, because if he sued me, I would be deposing every single artist, every single female that was around him from the age of 9 to 92. Because at this point, it's a lawsuit. But do I believe Jay-Z hanging out with 13-year-olds and doing stuff with kids? No. And I don't think any of us did. I don't think that Beyonce would be with a man, have kids with a man, build wealth with a man, be as public with a man, this popping and this out there for the world to see and have access to, if he was doing weird shit like that. Did you believe the 13-year-old thing?
No, and that's why when we first talked about this, the conversation was more around us being glad that the NFL and all these other, companies and organizations that he has affiliations with didn't just immediately back away and say we don't support him, because he deserved to either have a day in court or for this to just go away the way it did, because clearly they didn't have enough evidence to prove that he did anything.
And I feel like he was standing on business. Remember, he went to the Mufasa premiere and stood with Blue and Beyonce. So I don't know. It's just weird. You don't know what to believe.
It's not even just weird. It's messy. And I feel like, again, what I do want to celebrate is Jay-Z's courage to fight it. Like, to be out there out front, to be out there in front and to put the statement out. To go to Mufasa and stand there with your daughter and your wife, knowing the whole world is watching, thinking that, didn't he just get that charge? And still having the smile and the presence to be there with your kid. To still take your kids to the games and be out there, and to not show that it was bothering you, when I know from talking to people around you how much you were really annoyed by it. And the fact that you didn't let them play with the name that you built. I thought, I'm going to give you a round of applause for that. There were lots of casualties in all this, because I think Jay and Beyonce thought that we knew something, because when I did the whole show where I covered my face, which had absolutely nothing to do with this rumor, I even knew this was coming, that went so viral that I think they thought I was a part of that, or that I knew about it. Jay, let me just say, although I did say if somebody killed me, it was you, because I do think you have resources. I never thought that you were messing with kids, and we never privately even thought that. So I'm glad that you were able to clear your name. Also, I'm glad that Jay is showing other celebrities that if you didn't do anything wrong, you can fight it. Now, I don't think that other celebrities with less stature would have kept everything in the fight, though, because we've seen so many people lose everything. The NFL needs Jay-Z as much as Jay-Z needs them.
Yep.
Facts.
So what can we do to not have this experience anymore?
I don't know. It's unfortunate, too, because it costs them so much money to fight this case. And what if you don't have that much money and somebody puts some stuff out about you? It's just insane.
Well, Jay-Z reacted to the dismissal. This is what he said. Today is a victory. The frivolous, fictitious, and appalling allegations have been dismissed. This civil suit was without merit and never going anywhere. The fictional tale they created was laughable, if not for the seriousness of the claims. I would not wish this experience on anyone. The trauma that my wife, my children, loved ones, and I have endured can never be dismissed. This 1-800 lawyer gets to file a lawsuit hiding behind Jane Doe, and when they quickly realize that the money grab is going to fail, they get to walk away with no repercussions. The system has failed. The court must protect victims, of course, while with the same ethical responsibility, the courts must protect the innocent from being accused without a shred of evidence. May the truth prevail for all victims and those falsely accused equally. Sean Carter. I thought that was a perfect statement. Mm-hmm. And I agree. I wonder, beyond the statement though, like what did it tell them about humanity? Because this really is a reflection of humanity where we are. We went through it with Tiffany. We saw that. It did impact her career. Yep. You know, she's been able to still work, but I mean, it came at a time where she was on her rise, right? Mm-hmm. And we've seen it with other people. Now, Diddy, on the other hand, we could just separate these two. He ain't getting out and going to court. He got to go to court in May. And even though I will say, well, let's give it up for Diddy. He did get this case dismissed.
We are not giving it up.
The crickets is great too. We can give it up for him losing this one case. I mean, to drop it. So we're not gonna give Diddy any.
No.
What? No.
This case, he had his day in court and he won.
Okay, so.
Congratulations to Cassie, who has her third baby.
Yes. Oh, yeah. 30 million, 3 kids.
With the trainer that.
Good for her. Good on her.
Stephen A. Smith, who's been defending Jay from day one, slammed his so-called friends. Listen.
Jay-Z ain't that one. As far as I'm concerned, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He didn't sit idly by and watch his name be raked through the coals and sullied the way that he did. Most of us would have. Most of us would have let our lawyers handle it. We would have shut up. We would have kept silent. He didn't do that. And I remember I was taking a lot of heat for coming to Jay-Z's defense. My initial question is, where the hell are y'all now? And to the people who have smiled in Jay-Z's face, who were supposed to be his friends, who were supposed to be supportive of his, where y'all at? What was I being attacked for? What I said was, the man that I have known and I have been friends with for 25 years, there's no way I believe he's capable of something like that. See, the bigger issue is the damn punks that society has turned us into. You can say 2 things at once. You can say, I wasn't there, and I have no factual evidence to prove my position. But the person that I've known for 25 years, nah, I don't believe he would do that. I want a stake. I want to make sure that I'm clear, because I got friends and loved ones and people like that in my life. If y'all ever handle some stuff with me, the way that some of these people handle this stuff with Jay-Z, y'all kiss my ass. And you go to hell. You just gonna go silent? And just leave him hanging like that? When it ain't like he was silent. It ain't like he hiding and leaving others to talk for him. No, he spoke and said, I'm innocent. This is not true. And nobody can stand up and say, nah, I that brother that I know, I can't see that. A 13-year-old girl, yes, you are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. And we understand that in a court of public opinion, it's shifted in this day and age. You know what the sad part is? Some of you out there might have believed Jay-Z was totally innocent, but you know what? It wasn't clickbait to say that. That's sad. If I'm Attorney Busby, I watch my back. Because Jay-Z coming. I don't believe for 1 second that Jay-Z's going to sit idly by and stop there.
I mean, I get it, but they didn't come out for Diddy either. Nobody wants to touch cancel culture. Now, when Tiffany went through her shit, and I was right out there fighting for her and taking the attorney, you know, I took a lot of heat from people, but I knew my friend. So instead of me complaining about why all her other friends didn't, because she had a lot of friends that didn't either, I did. All we can do as friends is step up and be loyal to our friends when we need them. We don't need to cast blame and point fingers, because everybody is going to deal with what they need to deal with however they feel fit. Now, Jay and Beyonce, they got to be they got to be the party to determine how they move with people now. Because I'll be honest with you, if I go through a storm and you're my people, and you're not there for me, yeah, I'm gonna feel all the energy Stephen A. just had. I'm gonna feel that too, but that's gonna be between me and them. I don't need nobody else to say it. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I feel like another perfect example is you sticking up for Jonathan Majors at the Impact Awards because everybody like shut him down. But I do feel like now everyone's all of a sudden like warmed up and like disarmed. And it does take people standing up for you and sticking up for you and being your ally for them to be like, oh, okay, let's give him another chance.
But to that point, I didn't even know Jonathan Majors.
Exactly.
I had never met him before. I was a fan of his work. I saw through the bullshit and I reached out to him.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't like Will Smith, who was his friend, who did help him from behind the scenes and all that, because he has been very clear about that. But like, where was Michael B. Jordan? He had other friends that just let him fall on that sword. And look, do you remember what we went through when we decided to honor Jonathan? How they were calling me, talking crazy online. I mean, it was like cancel. But like you can't cancel what you don't own.
And
we own this.
I don't want to speak for her, but Megan Good, I've been looking up a lot of stuff that she's been saying about her friends not supporting her to be with Jonathan, and it's just like I don't know. Yeah. Cancel culture is crazy.
I completely agree with the sentiment. Yeah, of course, when you speak up for someone, there's going to be people that attack you. But when Stephen A. Smith talks, sometimes I just tune it out.
Welcome to the industry. You have no real friends. But that's why my happiness is not woven in these celebrities, you know? Now, if Rihanna called me one day and said, I no longer want to be your friend, yes, my happiness is going to be woven in that. I'm going to be very upset. But, you know, I in my own journey have had friends who happen to be celebrities not show up for me. And I get it. It is a hard pill to swallow when you have to acknowledge that you may have been more loyal to a person than them. But that speaks true to who you are. That speaks to your character. So like I sleep well at night where I go like, I know that in the end, all my flaws, everything, whatever, I am a loyal as down ride or die friend. Everybody online, anytime I post something, they like Jason Lee is a ride or die. Those of you who turn your back on Jay, you ain't going to the Go Party, so don't even come. And Rock Nation Brunch, even though I ain't going to get an invite. By the way, Jay-Z and Beyonce, can I come to the...
Oh, my God.
It's too soon. Sorry. Well, Justice Stephen A. Smith predicted Jay-Z filed a lawsuit against Tony Busby. Now, Hove claimed that Busby deliberately caused him emotional harm by bringing this lawsuit forward right before his daughter Blue Ivy's big premiere for Mufasa, The Lion King, with my friend Aaron Pierre. Who's allegedly dating.
Allegedly.
Well, Hope said the move was to put me in the position of having to choose between supporting my daughter or hiding to avoid the negative press. Jay-Z also claimed that these unfounded allegations have cost him around $20 million in contracts that he's been dealing with serious mental Jay, you sound like a whole ass scammer right now. You dealing with mental anguish. Since the lawsuit was initiated in October 2024. He said, I felt that Mr. Busby was placing a gun to my head that I either bow to his demands or endure personal and financial ruin. Now, you know what's crazy is Beyonce should also sue because you remember her comments for the first time. They were letting her have it, huh?
She was under fire, yep.
Miss Tina was losing sleep.
Yep.
Miss Tina don't got no man no more, so she probably was in the arms of another man or...
Allegedly.
Miss Tina couldn't be on Grindr, huh?
Grindr?
I mean,
She could be on Hinge.
She couldn't be on Bumble.
Bumble.
Could she?
I could see her on Bumble.
Or no, she'd be on the other one, Raya.
Could she be on that, though?
Why not?
She could be on Bumble because in Bumble, you choose to talk.
You'd be... Beyonce's mother is on Bumble.
Yeah, but I think Bumble's too public. It has to be the private one for like, you know.
What? They won't let me on there.
I was on there.
Were you?
Yeah.
On Bumble?
You got kicked off?
No, Raya.
You got kicked off?
I was on Raya too.
I just closed my account.
Raya's expensive. It's a waste of money.
Nobody was cute on there?
No, there were people on there.
They all look trade.
You have to pay for it?
Yeah.
They don't look like
you have to get accepted.
They do. All the guys on there look trade.
Okay. Here, send me an invitation.
I have to open it up.
Well, Diddy, who's still facing federal racketeering and sex trafficking indictment in New York, plus dozens of sex assaults and abuse lawsuits, also spoke out via his team about the dismissal. Look what he said. I ain't reading all that.
You know what?
I knew that was coming.
No, well, I mean, you get your first big win, you're going to read it. Basically, he said, no white person has ever been charged with any of these offenses on similar allegations, but the most obvious evidence that Mr. Combs has been consciously singled out and selectively prosecuted because of his race is count 3. Okay, I can't read all that. Basically, Diddy got off, so I'm going to give Diddy a round of applause.
We are not giving him a round of applause, Jason.
Just a little bit. I mean, he won one. He got like 100 more to go. Speaking of Diddy's federal case, he just recently filed a motion to dismiss count 3 of the indictment, citing the Mann Act. I don't want to be here. The man with 2 N's, 2 men, the Mann Act, and arguing that race played a part in his federal arrest and charges. Now, here's some of what the motion says. No matter how many lawsuits are filed, especially by individuals who refuse to put their own names behind their claims, it won't change the fact that Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted or sex trafficked anyone, man or woman, adult or minor. We live in a world where anyone can file a lawsuit for any reason. Fortunately, a fair and impartial judicial process exists to find the truth, and Mr. Combs is confident he will prevail in court. Now, when Diddy was supposed to be dropped from this sex assault lawsuit filed by Tony Busby, he was also hit with another suit from Busby, who now has over 120 clients going after Diddy. Why are you laughing?
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's
120? 120. This new woman filing as Jane Doe claims Diddy sexually assaulted her in November 2016 at LA's Playhouse nightclub. Oh, not Playhouse.
I remember, Playhouse.
God, I used to love that.
That was the thing with the grass on the inside.
Now that's where you went and got the trade.
There was trade in there too.
The woman alleges Diddy approached her offering a drink. She refused, and he allegedly said, "Bitch, I'm not asking you. Drink that and shut the fuck up."
This
That's
sounds
not
like
funny.
It's not funny. Why are you laughing?
It's not, but it's funny how you're narrating
Well, she
it.
downed the drink as Diddy allegedly put his right arm around her and shoved his left hand up her skirt to forcefully penetrate her with his fingers. During the alleged assault, Diddy allegedly said, "Bitch, I do what I want. Take that shit. Take that." I'm not reading more of this. Look, Jay, congratulations, Diddy. Just man up. That's it. Just get to thoughts and prayers. Elon is allegedly on his 13th kid, and no one in the White House or Congress is batting an eye. They would never let a black man get away with this. And speaking of race politics, Diddy claims he's only being made an example of because he's black. Can he be right on this? While he's still awaiting trial in his Fed case and facing 120 other accusers, Diddy has one less case to face. He and Jay-Z are no longer being sued, and instead, Hove has turned the tables and is suing the woman and her attorney. Should we make this the norm? Perhaps the real question is, what does Wendy have to say about all this? Y'all know how she felt about Diddy. Wendy said out of her own mouth that her son potentially triggered her restrictive and imprisoning guardianship.
Allegedly.
It be your own kids. And speaking of kids, Jello Ball said he never abandoned his, and he only ditched their mama, who's probably going to be on Love and Hip Hop, so stay tuned for that. Now, we may not have Nicki and Jello to look up to, but we've got Rihanna and Rocky. Now, if Bey doesn't fly across the room for us like Rocky did, we don't want him. That's the show. I came to work on a day that I didn't want to. And I did it for you. I love this show and I love connecting with people. I promise to stop eating sugar. I'm going on a sugar fast. I have more content coming starting March 1st. And I promise to rest before the shows because I feel like when I'm rested and I come in here full of energy, I deliver better. Did I deliver okay today?
You did a good job.
They're on
You're
payroll.
short and to the
It's a
point.
little messy.
Huh?
A little messy.
We can clean it up in post if we want to. All right, you guys, listen, I pray that everybody's having an amazing, amazing week. This has been a crazy 60 days, y'all. And we only 2 months into the next 4 years. I keep telling myself that I'm not going to let the stress of the White House, social media, what's going on around us to get in our mind. We are 4 months now. 4 months away from the Impact Awards.
That's crazy.
Months.
Is it 4 months?
4 months.
Oh my God, I got more stressed. I gotta go. Bye.
The Jason Lee Podcast.